beautiful, kind of cloudy day, and I just realized that I don't have my mic on my camera, so I hope you can still hear me despite all the birds singing and everything. And it's a little bit breezy out here, but I'm actually heading out this morning to go get some groceries. We are so low on groceries, so I'm gonna go do that. Pick up a couple things at another little local Amish store, and then we'll be back to show you what we got. I'm sorry, I totally dropped the ball in showing you anything I got at the store, but it was pretty boring. Just basically some groceries, tape, glue, that kind of thing. So anyway, we're back home now, and it's actually in the afternoon already. I thought it'd be fun to just take you along on a couple of days of my life as a homemaker, as a mom of four. I hope you enjoy coming along. This is looking like a pretty typical week at home with different projects, and you know, as a homemaker, that can be a whole host of things. To start things off, I want to show you how I turn a print that I ordered on Etsy into a beautiful canvas. I've shown this before, maybe like a year or two ago on here, but it was requested that I shared it again, so I'm gonna do that for you. It's something I need to do anyway, and it saves an insane amount of money, because going out to buy either a new frame that's this big, I printed this in 24 by 36, so it's a big frame. They're super expensive, and especially if you turn it into a canvas, it's super pricey. So I'm gonna take you through my process of that in a bit, but before I do that, I have to show you guys some footage. This morning, I woke up early. In fact, I was up since like 4 o'clock or so, 4:30 maybe. Anyway, was downstairs for a while, reading, having my devotions, so on and so forth, and I'm like, suddenly I noticed, oh, it's raining outside. I thought that was kind of interesting because it was still kind of sunny. Anyway, after a bit, the most beautiful rainbow shows up, and you can see the entire bow and a faint like second bow. It was so beautiful. I was in my pajamas like running all over the yard trying to get some clips of, it was just stunning. Absolutely stunning. I saw Josh down by the calf hutches. He was feeding the calves, and I ran down there, and we ran through the rain together to kiss under the rainbow, which was super fun. But anyway, this morning was already off to a good start, and I'm gonna show you this project today, and then I'll take you along on the next couple days and just show you little snippets of the day. So I hope you enjoy. Now onto the canvas. Before we head out there though, this is my outfit of the day. It's this really nice summery linen dress by Dovey Boutique. I can link it down below. Love the ruffle here. I actually showed it in my Amazon haul. I had got it just before. Couldn't resist. So I showed it in there as well, but just really super basic, easy dress. Okay, so all I'm using is this big piece of, it's just plywood, honestly. You can get it at Lowe's, Home Depot. Josh just drilled these 2 holes in here for me to hang it then. I got my big picture. I can also link this one. It's from North Prince. And then I have my Mod Podge, and I always like the matte one. I don't like when it's too glossy. And then I have an old paintbrush, so let's get to work. Okay, so to start off, I'm just gonna go ahead and put some Mod Podge on the plywood and take the old brush and just brush it in. You wanna make sure you get the edges and the corners good so that it doesn't peel up the sides. Okay, and then we're just gonna take the photo and lay it on top. Now it will be slippery at first, so you can slide it around a little bit. Make sure we're actually on the frame. Okay, and then you just wanna make sure with clean hands, just press it down. And get all the bubbles out. I usually go over it a few times, just sometimes the bubbles almost like want to push back. So I just like to make sure it's a nice smooth finish. Okay, now I'm actually using the opposite side. I have done a number of these before, and they've always turned out beautifully. Well, then last year I was like, you know what, why don't I just leave it after this step other than put a frame on? And this happened in the summer. I don't know if you can tell, but it bubbled up So in order to avoid that, and what I've done in all my other ones is, it can be a little bit scary right at first, but you just take your Mod Podge and literally dump it on top of your beautiful picture. And then you just paint it over. Yes, it looks bad at first because you see all the white, but that will dry clear. So no fear. And then again for this layer, I just like to make sure that my Mod Podge comes all the way around. In fact, often when I'm done with a side, I'll lift this up and do some strokes along that side of the board just to make sure we're getting it sealed in nicely. And this way it does not bubble up even after years. Okay, now even though this will dry clear, it does leave a bit of a texture. So I like to just go through after I'm done spreading the Mod Podge and just make fairly straight lines because you can see if there's brush strokes every which way later. I'll try to show this when it's dry, what it looks like close up. It's covered now and wet, so I'm gonna just leave it here to dry, and then I do have my border pieces that will nicely finish this off. So we'll be back, I don't know, maybe this evening to show you what the finished product looks like. Day now, and Abby and I are heading up to the garden to look at some things there. I think I need to pick some more tomatoes. Are you a little bit fussy? She's teething these days, which is no fun, but it's got to be done, right? To be honest, I was wondering last evening, should I even just like forget about this video? Because I feel like all I'm doing is just showing you literally things I'm doing around the house and yard, and it's so important for me that my videos are helpful to you guys. So I don't know, I hope you find some use out of this. We dug our potatoes, which is so exciting. Looks like we got pretty good amount, and it was our first year growing them in garden boxes. So I feel like we usually would leave them in the ground a little bit longer, but this year was the first year growing them in the garden boxes, and we just honestly never got around to covering them up more. So the plan was that we would plant them in here. You can see, I don't know if you can tell that the garden boxes are like half full. We planted them low, and then the plan was once the plants grow up and start dying, then we dump more dirt on top, and then you don't have to mound them up. But we got busy and never got to putting the dirt on. So some of these were getting a little bit sunburnt, which is why we dug them early. But I'd say they're looking really nice, and yeah, some of them are definitely smaller, but there are also a number of really nice big ones. And then the ones beside here are ones that have a little bit of like maybe the shovel bumped into them or things like that, ones that we'll want to use first. But I'm so excited to use these. They look really good. What are you doing? She's trying to climb over this hose. Should I help you? Are you trying to get into the garden? Looks like I need to get on with my basil. Guys, what do you make with basil? I guess I could make some pesto. Basil pesto pizza would be really good, but ton of that. Maybe I'll dehydrate some also for winter. And then carrots are also looking really nice right now. That's what the carrots are looking like these days. They are so much better than store-bought. Are you gonna go check on the tomatoes for me? Do you see any red ones? Whoa! You love the flowers, right? Are they so pretty? Appalachian sunlight meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed,
bells in spring, rainbow trout and hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden, I'll follow only golden, golden, golden things.
We've actually been canning today some tomato juice, and I had a friend and my sister here helping with that. We're almost done, not quite yet. So I feel like I'm just showing you literally like just tiny little pockets of a couple things going on this week. So just a couple different days, couple different projects. Another thing that's been on my list for a while is painting this dollhouse. So Josh actually built this when he was, I think he said 9 years old, which is so sweet. But I want to give it a little facelift, paint the blue, this light pink color. It's the Benjamin Moore tissue pink color. It's just leftover paint that I have from somewhere else in the house, but I thought it would be fun to dress it up a little bit and then put it in the little girl's bedroom and like keep it on their little toy table as just kind of a decor piece, but also something that they can play with. So that's what I'm going to try to tackle yet today.
Walk up the river by my son, feet step over.
Okay, leave it up to me to wake up at 3:15 in the morning and decide to change some school curriculum the morning we're starting school. Oh goodness. Anyways, not a ton is changing, but I did order some new curriculum for a couple of things, and I'm excited for it. But today is the first day of school, which we're so excited for. I'm planning to do kind of a soft start to school this year, where this week we'll probably do, you know, a couple days, and next week a couple days, and then kind of go full-fledged in. And I'm excited about that. I think that'll be good for all of us, kind of get back into the rhythm of things. Today is day number 1, so let's get into it. You're getting so big, before we know it, you'll be in school. Yeah. How would you guys like to start some school today?
Yeah! Yay!
Yeah, as an egg.
Is it the cane?
Good job. Good job. The broken body of a much-loved dog was gently placed in the earth. In Noah Webster's 1828 dictionary, the word creative is defined as having the power to create. Over the past few days as we do some home projects and our first day of school. Thanks for being here, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, friends. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye.
Right here.
Bye-bye, bye-bye.
golden, golden things.